everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be about my failed experiment of trying again with a Hobonichi A6. I have tried this size planner. This will now be the third time, and unfortunately it's still a failure for me. I just can't get the size to work for me, and so I thought it would make kind of a fun video about realizing that maybe a size or a planner that you really want to love just doesn't work for you. To give you a bit of background on why I decided to try this, you probably, if you've seen some of my videos, you will know that I was using this as an EDC. It was my passport. I had previously been using a bullet journal last year, an A6 bullet journal that I really loved, and one of the comments that I made when talking about that was that I hated having to draw out the monthlies. And in the passport, because I could use a monthly insert where it was done for me, I thought, great, I can have my drawn out monthlies and then still have the blank space for a bullet journal, and it's a great combo. What I found was that it doesn't work for me. The traveler's notebooks are wonderful and they are perfect for travel, and if you saw my recent video you'll see that I took this recently on holiday, but they don't work for me kind of on a day-to-day basis. So then I was back to, okay, bullet journal, but then I was like, I don't want to draw out the months again. And I think it was actually in a video where I was talking about it when I suddenly realized that the A6 Avec could potentially kind of tick all the boxes of having the monthly calendars already done so I don't need to draw them out each month, having lots of empty pages that I can use as my bullet journal, and it's an A6 size so it's not going to take up loads of room in my bag. And I was like, yes, boom, perfect, this is the thing that I can finally get to work for me as an EDC. Because this is also the other thing, this is supposed to be an on-the-go planner. It's not my main planner, but it's something to have out with me when I just need to see what plans I've got, if someone wants to book something in, or somewhere to jot down my tasks that I need to do and shopping lists and things like that. It doesn't need to be kind of an all singing all dancing planner, it just needs to tick those boxes. And I thought, yep, A6, day free, why have I not thought of this before? So I quickly went and ordered one on Amazon Japan and picked up this cover from Etsy, which I had been eyeing up for quite a while. Primarily I started looking at it for my bullet journal kind of last year, because one of the things that I wanted more of in my bullet journal was storage for things like cards. I didn't 100% love that setup, so I thought, great, I can finally get this cover and then I can put the Hobonichi in it and it will work beautifully. And yeah, the cover itself is gorgeous. It's got a lovely finish to it. As you can see, it's kind of getting a few scratches and looking worn. Looks really lovely. The only thing probably I would say negative wise about this is it comes with a pen loop, but how the pen loop was actually kind of fit was like this, which meant it was actually this way around, which meant that it actually kind of got in the way when the book was closed, and it made the whole book kind of a lot thicker, and it got in the way of the pages, and it was kind of the wrong way round. I feel like it needed to be like that so it didn't get in the way. So I did ultimately unpick it, which then meant that it didn't kind of solve some of my issues around how do I carry a pen with this planner. So yeah, just a thing to note. But other than that, kind of the storage, 2 card pockets here, perfect, all I really needed. It's obviously got the slip pockets front and back for the actual planner, so I was like, yeah, this is good, this is going to work for me in terms of the cover. Now on to the actual book. So I had a very clear idea of how I wanted to set this up. I basically wanted to replicate my passport TN setup and my bullet journal setup, but just in this simple one book with the lovely Tomorrow River paper. Very minimal decoration. I do kind of love how this looks, and it's sad that I won't really be using this because yeah, it's pretty, but very minimal decoration. And I haven't necessarily used all of the sections. I've not tried to kind of use everything for the sake of it. I have just tried to keep it very simple, very functional and easy to keep up with. So I haven't used the spread at all. For the kind of yearly overview pages, you'll see that I had a bit of an ink situation. which didn't help with the whole setup of this at all. But these pages I use as basically a bit of a future log, so just a really scruffy place to put any future dates before kind of I set up the month proper. It just allows me to kind of flick through really quickly and go, okay, can I commit to something quite far in advance? I then have the monthlies, which I have set up very similar to how I had my my bullet journal. I just didn't have to draw it out, which is amazing. I do not miss that. And very much simple pen, a bit of stickers here and there, nothing kind of crazy. It's, yeah, it's a monthly layout. It's my plans. It's something to reference. It's something to know where I am at any one time. All set up fine. I've used the same kind of mini tabs from my shop that I've used in a couple of previous setups, so those won't be new. I have got my trusty Avery tabs with stickers on, just so I can quickly get to key sections. All so good so far in terms of the setup. I then go into the kind of, I suppose, normal pages, the blank pages. So this I set up as just my to buy spread. I like to have a to buy spread in any of my EDC, just because if I do end up in Boots or something like that, I can just go, right, I know I need something from Boots, let's just get it out of the way and stock up now. I then used my bullet journal to try and basically replicate what worked in there in this. And the first thing I did was I put in my what I call my habit tracker notepad. So this is something that's in the shop, and it's basically a really easy way of having all of your habits in one place. This was a massive win for me when I had the bullet journal last year, just keeping it all together. It was one location to update every day with, okay, how am I getting on? And this is where it kind of started to come undone, because what I wanted to do was use my fountain pen in this notebook, because I have this beautiful Caraco Sport with some black ink in that I love to use, and it's perfectly sized for an EDC. It was gifted to me, but specifically for the Passport TN, because it's nice and small and works really well together. And then I realised that this pen does not work on this paper because it's kind of coated, so it works well with 99% of pens and inks. It's just fountain pen ink. It doesn't kind of soak in, and it does smear, which then probably brings me back to the fact that I have some very messy pages from the ink. And I just kind of had a bit of a self-realization that for my EDC, I need it to not be fountain pen ink. I need it to just be a simple pen, whether it be the Hobonichi pen or a gel pen or something that I can just pick up, jot in really easy, because that's the whole thing with this planner for me. It's just something I pick up really quickly, scribble in and put away. Which then leads me to my second issue with this planner, and it's something that I have talked about on this channel before, and something that's definitely improved over time. But the Tomorrow River paper is super thin, and even when setting this up, I could feel myself kind of catching the pages or getting annoyed because I was bending them or something, and I had this kind of lightning bolt realization of, I can't use this as an on-the-go planner. The pages are too thin, they will get in the way, they will annoy me, I will rip them at some point because I'll be quickly flicking through and trying to find something, and they are kind of hard to flick through and find because they are so thin. And it's probably just a me problem, but it's been a me problem for a long time. And I remember talking about the notebooks and how I use one of them for work and kind of have a similar issue, and it's improved over time because I do use the Hobonichi pen, and I find the Hobonichi pen kind of makes them a bit crinkly, so they do become actually easier to flick through, so that kind of does go away a bit. But yeah, I just realized that as much as I want this to work and want to make it work, between the fountain pen not really being the right thing but wanting to use it, and getting reminded that the pages are a bit finickety and thin, I was like, you know what, this is not the right setup for me. The cover is beautiful, I love it very much, but it's not enough to kind of make me trying to keep making this work. I mean, as you can see, I didn't actually try for very long, but sometimes, you know, and the thing with planning to remember is it has to work for you. And if you get drawn in by a beautiful planner and it doesn't work for you, don't keep trying, because that's when you then stop using it, and then it, you know, becomes zero function whatsoever. And the last thing I want is to then not have a planner that is fully up to date, and then everything goes into disarray because I start double booking myself. And that's, I think, what would have happened in this planner. And that was certainly not double booking myself, but certainly I found with this, because I wasn't really enjoying using the blank notebook as a bullet journal, I just wasn't using it, and therefore I wasn't being as productive out of the house as I was in the house, because in the house I have my take note that's got all my kind of plans and tasks, but out of the house I was kind of relying on my brain. I need a bullet journal EDC with me that actually I can use as a brain dump to capture tasks, to keep me on, you know, on track when I'm out at work at things that I might need to do while I'm at work, kind of in my lunch break. And yeah, I just knew this was not it. That is my adventures in an A6 Hobonichi for the third time, and unfortunately another failure. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit of a different one for me, but I do believe in kind of sharing not just the highlights and the good bits and the, you know, the pretty perfect planners. Not that my planners are ever perfect, but I do like to share the other side of planning and the bits that, you know, aren't as Instagram pretty and aren't as look how wonderful everything is, because sometimes a planner just doesn't work, and it's potentially a big step to admit, particularly if it's something that you've wanted for a while. It's a big step to admit that it doesn't work, but when you do admit it doesn't work, it's a very nice feeling, and it frees you up to go off and go and do the thing that does actually work. And in this scenario, I went and bought another bullet journal, and that's what I have spent today doing, setting up another bullet journal. So this is the Pocket A6 size, so the same one as what I used for One Book July last year. I just decided to change it up and go pink. So there will be a video coming with the setup of this for those who are interested. The sticker is a new release in the shop, by the way, so the link will be down below. This is my new favourite thing, and I've got about 4 of these now to stick places. But yeah, Hobonichi, as much as I love it, just did not work. It's all about the A6 bullet journal. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you did, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, bye.